Hello, investors. It's been a good month for your portfolio because your portfolio has been positive for the month. And it's very satisfying because it's been a very difficult month, the month of August. It's been very volatile. And in the end, the index closed negative, but your portfolio is positive. So that really makes it a little more satisfying. Uh, what we really realize is that our core principle of, you know, when the drawdowns are there, to have them limited, and whenever markets perform to outperform, that is working out over the long term. Compared to the index, we are outperforming on a month basis, quarter basis, 6 month, 1 year since inceptions. And let me tell you that it's been very, very difficult to outperform the index in the last 1 to 2 years because of the nature and the composition of the market. Even compared to what we are competing against, which is a lot of the PMSs and mutual funds, we feel that as time goes, our outperformance has increased. It's just our ability, which I think what we focus on is that when things get bad, which they are at the moment, to keep the drawdowns low. And when things go out, to have a portfolio that's well geared, that we will be able to outperform and participate in the up move. So, as I said, it's been a difficult 2 years, but as the line goes by Dr. Wayne Dyer, that tough times don't last, but tough people do. And that's the kind of philosophy and principle we are doing with. So, all in all, a satisfying month. As I said, it's always satisfying to be making money when indexes and competition is negative for the month. This month of September that has started has actually brought a lot of negative narrative. There was a GDP number of 5%, and even for people who were a little positive, etc., I find that it has added to their gloom. So, in a scenario where I see almost consensus bearishness, even the tweets that you get, the WhatsApps that you get, you'll find that everyone's talking about a slowdown and gloom and doom scenario. I actually have been a veteran of many market cycles, and I find that the patterns play out very similarly. And it is in these moments, that very often markets surprise. As I said, I do not know the time, the date, or the levels. It can be a bit elongated, but these are times when I think one has to maintain their balance, and that's what I do when I'm managing your money. It's very easy to just uh, forward WhatsApps and all negative news. But in this moments are also where the opportunities stand out. What makes me, or the three things that I'm really looking for at this point in time? Yes, that there is an economic slowdown. In fact, a good headline number which has hit the government hard is very important, because there was a sense of denial that we are the fastest growing economy in the world, and now the mirror is being shown to them. And this has actually spurred the government to do some acts. So we are seeing the finance minister almost on a weekly basis try to remedy the situation. The markets are watching that very closely, especially the foreign institutional investors. And as long as there is corrective action, I think that will be positive. The thing we have to look out for is that we do not see band-aid measures, just a sticky band-aid for a very big hemorrhage that there is. What we need to see is a lot more policy decision, which is a lot more assertive and which can make a change. So, as I said, this is something you can't predict, but it's a dynamic process. And I think that the government beginning to act after being in denial for so many months is a positive. The question is that going forward, how assertive or how big these measures are is for something for all of us to see. The second thing that I find again globally, there is again a lot of negative chatter, inverted US yield curves, US China trade wars, Brexit problems, problems in Hong Kong, Middle East. So there is again that lot of negative chatter. But if you look at global markets, and if US is a good representation of that, you'll find that they are telling you a different story. In fact, they are just 3 to 4% from lifetime highs. So I think that if India gets their act together after underperforming for such a period of time, with global markets being strong, with bond yields being low, crude being under control, that could actually surprise you on the upside. And the third thing that I see is that we are seeing record short selling in the market. So the market is in a bear grip. Bear grip means when the short sellers do not at any good news or any bounce, they come out and hammer the market. You see that on a day-to-day basis, and the level of oversold readings that I see in the market are records which I last saw in 2013. So these three things leave me a little positive. As I said, that there is gloom and doom and negative talk wherever. But the fact is that it's never one-sided. The markets are two-sided, and these three things is what I'm looking out for. Very assertive government action, strength in global markets, and third is excessive short selling in the market. As usual, we keep an hawk's eye, totally focused on your portfolio, staying true to our process. This has held us out and helped us outperform most competition, most benchmarks in the last 1 to 2 years, and we continue to do that. We are not really here discussing inverted yield curves and US-China trade wars, where everyone seems to be an expert today and everyone actually has very little knowledge. We stay true to what we know, which is our process, and we continue to do that. Yes, we are having a period of outperformance. Sometimes there will be underperformance, but it's ultimately our process and our ability to stick to our process which will actually take us out of this storm. On that note, just coming back to a quote which I said earlier by Dr. Wayne Dyer, that tough times don't last, but tough people do. And we hope to be those people who are tough and who will weather the storm. We are holding out pretty strong, pretty well in this fall. When markets revive, which they will, hopefully we should be outperformers at that stage. Thank you very much.